He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife. She never participates. Here's why. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Prince Harry. He has numerous faults, we know. He got ensnared by a narcissist. Not his fault. He's not woken up yet from the nightmare that he finds himself in, and continues to blunder around behaving like a knobhead. But putting that to one side, he has in the past done a lot of charitable work and continues to have involvement in that regard. And one of the things that he would be seen repeatedly doing is getting involved in a bit of physicality. We all know that Harry is not the most cerebrally blessed of individuals, and that he didn't do particularly well at school, had to be helped with one of his examinations, and was given a hand up with regard to getting into Sandhurst. He's better at the practical things in life. We know that he particularly enjoys getting out there and rolling up his sleeves and doing something practical in Africa, making a difference. That gives him considerable contentment. We've also seen through the years that he has something of a sporting bent. We've seen him playing a bit of football, running, seen him playing rugby, and we know that he regularly plays polo. He also has a let's have a go at that mentality, somewhat gung-ho and up for it. It puts me in mind a little bit of Tara Palmer-Tonkinson, who some of you may recall was the socialite who died at a comparatively young age, who was mainly known for being famous, but she had a very much let's give it a go, can do, come on jolly holly sticks, let's see what happens attitude, which was quite endearing, quite infectious actually, that she would give anything a go just to see what would happen. Harry's a little bit similar in that regard, that he is quite happy to dive in there. And as we've seen on the Whistler tour, he was giving the wheelchair skiing a go, and he has been seen sticking a helmet on and whizzing down the slopes for another activity. Indeed, this was reported as he does the skeleton bobsled race, and there's quite a good photograph of him as he's a little bit off-centre, coming down with a helmet on, and you hurtle at a fair old speed on these things, so fair play to him for having a go. This was reported in the Mail Online, which explained this one's wife was seen beaming and taking pictures as she watched Prince Harry hurtle down a bobsleigh track yesterday, twice, days after the Sussexes vowed they wouldn't be broken after their royal rebrand. The Duchess of Sussex, 42, wore a black puffer coat, black jeans, ski boots and oversized sunglasses and watched on with a huge smile on her face, in awe of her husband's skills. Well, whether she was actually in awe of his skills or much rather was ensuring that she was photographed, I'll let you decide. But what we've seen is that Harry was giving it a go. He got on the bobsleigh and off he went. He likes to participate. He likes to get involved in something physical, and fair play to him in that regard. It's also worthwhile having a look at another royal who also likes to get stuck in, and that's Catherine. She is regularly seen undertaking sporting activities. Showing off a fine pair of pins, it has to be said, she has been witnessed engaging in children's sports, that she's played some rugby, that she has been seen yachting, she's been seen rowing, she's been seen playing hockey, she's also been seen doing athletics. So there are numerous instances of seeing the Princess of Wales, and earlier when she was the Duchess of Cambridge, getting the old athleisure wear on, popping on a tennis skirt and having a few swings of the old tennis racket, breaking into a little bit of a shine as she exerts herself. She's a pretty sporty gal, it has to be said, and is an individual that has regularly embraced the activities. When she turns up at an event, whether it's with the England rugby team, whether it's with the women's hockey team, whether it's with children who are participating in some kind of sporting endeavour, which is a charitable exercise to encourage more participation in physical activity, it isn't the case that Catherine stands on the sidelines gurning away and waving to get her photo taken. She turns up prepared, wearing the appropriate kit, and she gets stuck in. She gives it a go. And you can see also, and William does so as well, but you can see also why that endeared her to Harry. Harry likes the physical. He likes the sport. He likes getting in amongst it. And to have a sister-in-law who similarly enjoys those things was a real boon to him. Indeed, you will recall the time that there was the race between the three of them, with Harry getting ahead of his brother and sister-in-law, but all three enjoying themselves, big beaming smiles across their faces. All of this pre-Spider, of course. Catherine is an athletic woman who has maintained her figure and isn't afraid of wielding a racket or a bat or getting on the water, with the potential, of course, for these things to go wrong. There's always a possibility that a ball might bounce up and strike her in the face, or that she might miss a shot, or that you might mistime something and slip and fall down, possibly even getting dunked into the water. But such concerns don't bother her, because she is down to earth, because she recognizes that doing these things and being with people and doing them is important. And moreover, she actually enjoys the activities themselves. Thus, we have Harry who gets stuck in and participates. We have Catherine who gets stuck in and participates. But what about this one's wife? Well, she doesn't participate. If you were to bang Prince Harry being sporty into Google, you get lots of pictures of him playing rugger, running around, playing polo, getting sweaty, doing sport. Put Kate Middleton or the Princess of Wales being sported, and up come lots of pictures of her playing tennis, rowing, playing hockey, running, so on and so forth. Do the same for this one's wife, and you'll see a picture of her holding a ball, wearing clothing which shows that she's not really participating, she hasn't gone there prepared in the way that Catherine would do, or her undertaking some yoga. That's it. She's not on a polo horse. She's not there running down a track. She's not there swinging a tennis racket. She's not rowing. She's not there on the bobsleigh. She's not having a go at the wheelchair skiing. She never participates in physical activity, other than the obvious one of putting her ankles behind her ears. You will not see her doing the things that Harry does, or the things that Catherine does, or that William does. She doesn't participate. Instead, as you can see going across the screen as I talk, there are more pictures of her on the second day of the attendance at Whistler, where for some strange reason, rather than wear the outfit that she wore the day before, she now has to wear similar clothing but in different colours. Presumably this clothing has to be merchandised from somebody, and that's why it's being worn. Why she can't wear the same puffer jacket as she did the day before, well, I suppose that's fast fashion for you. And what we witness is another attempt to say, look at these clothes worn by me, merch them, and then give me a kickback, or allow me to have them for free. And of course, there's no pictures of her doing the wheelchair skiing. There's no pictures of her getting on the bobsleigh. It's all portrayed as, oh, I'm supporting Harry. And, oh, I'm taking pictures to show the kids. Why didn't you bring the kids? Then they could have seen it firsthand. Well, questions abound in that regard. More about that later. But as you see from all of these photographs, there she is again, ensuring that she is pictured, the supposed supportive wife, but it's make sure you get a picture of me. Here's me with the rictus grin. Look, I'm staring straight into the camera again, even though I'm wearing shades. Oh, here I am, waving my shades in the air and holding my scarf. I'm doing a bit of modelling in relation to these clothing. And here I am again, apparently listening to somebody talking to me, but I've glazed over because they're really boring compared to me. And here's me next to Harry. He's fresh off the bobsleigh, but I'm looking straight into the camera once again because it's my best friend. Oh, here's Harry. He's got an Invictus Games puffer jacket on for once. I'll have to tell him off about that later on. But what I'll do is, because I know I'm being photographed, is stare at him adoringly, as if he was the best person in the world. Because, of course, he's in the golden period again, albeit briefly, and thus painted white, she engages in this infatuation. I'll walk along with Harry, but I'll ensure I'll pull back a little bit so there's a good photograph of me as I continue to manoeuvre him. And then Harry's talking to me, so I've understand that if I put my hand under my chin, that makes me look more intelligent. So that's what I'll do. I'll put my hand under my chin as if to say, wow, that's a really incisive point, Harry. Thank you for sharing it. And I'll always continue to ensure that there's lots of pictures of me. I won't actually participate. The reason being, my narcissism is terrified I'll fuck up because I'm actually pretty useless. This one's wife, if she attempted to play tennis, probably would struggle to hit the ball. If she got on the bobsleigh, she'd probably crash. Now, don't cheer. That's not nice. Were it the case that she did the wheelchair skiing, she'd probably topple over pretty quickly. It's quite clear that she doesn't have much in the way of sporting prowess. Okay, that might well be the case, and so be it. But she doesn't even try. Why? Because it's all about the image. If Harry were to fuck up, he'd just laugh it off and go, well, there we are. But not this one's wife. She takes herself so seriously, ensuring that she looks so delightful, looks so beautiful, looks so radiant, that it cannot be the case that she can ever be seen to have an accident or slip or fail to hit something, because that would make her look stupid, and she hates to look stupid. Therefore, her narcissism's default setting is don't participate, pose. Don't get involved, pose. Don't roll up your sleeves and get amongst it, pose. Your job is to be seen looking glamorous and beautiful and kind and compassionate. Although this is all about endeavour and people overcoming difficulties as a consequence of illness and injury who have bravely served, and that they show more gung-ho and fortitude in their little finger compared to the entirety of your body, you can't be asked to join in the spirit of that because it might smudge your lipstick. And that's what it comes down to. This is a charity which is about helping people overcome adversity, giving people a better account of themselves, to have something to train for, to aim for, and by competing and winning, to perhaps restore some pride, to build up their self-esteem after it's been knocked by the setbacks that they've experienced in service for their country. The least one could do, just as Harry does, is to say, I'll join in. And okay, I have a degree of trepidation about it, but it's nothing compared to what you've been through. The worst I've ever experienced is a paper cut off one of my unsold Pench of Stench books. But she won't do it. Why? Because she doesn't care about these competitors, because she has no emotional empathy. She doesn't give a fig about the charity, save to the extent that it enables her to look good. And it's all about ensuring that she presents this fashion image of being stylish with her chicken legs ensconced in ski pants, wandering about a ski resort. It has to be about her. It's not about the competitors. And her narcissism recognizes that if she tried to get involved, if she tried to do those things, she'd likely foul it up, she'd look stupid, and that, therefore, would affect her need for control. Thus, she never participates, and instead always ensures that the camera is on her as she flounces around on the sides, never participating. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.